Hello, you wonderful cutlets. Anshul here from Daily Passenger Responsible Travel Podcast. Before we start, I would like to thank all the listeners who have subscribed to the podcast and have shared their suggestions. Sudha told me to stop saying yeah in the middle of the conversation, to which I had to explain that this is a technique that I have been using to continue chats with clients and show that I am interested in talking to them. Now that I am actually interested in these conversations, I have been repeating it involuntarily. Also, I'd like to mention that going by the numbers of listens per episode per day, I am glad that you guys are liking the podcast so far, despite the quality of the voice at some places, at a lot of places. I promise that I'll improve the quality of my content soon. Before we start, I would like to remind that if you are a fan of such travel stories, then make sure that you have subscribed to the podcast on Hubhopper, Spotify, or Google Podcast to stay updated with future episodes and new guests. Our guests today are perfect as it is World Environment Day, and they have done some really interesting work in field of responsible travel and awareness around it. Our guests today are from Shillong, a beautiful place that has been attracting a lot of backpackers for a while. Momo and Amrit are a part of Green Ammo, an organization based in Shillong. They focus on sustainable living and zero waste lifestyle. They have a number of other community members spread across India. Am I right?
That is correct. Yeah. It's just that we're not based in Shillong. We are not based in any particular place at all.
Acha, acha. So we will get back to it in a while. Uh, so they focus on sustainable living, zero waste lifestyle. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our guest, Momo and Amrit. Hi, welcome to the show. Thanks for taking out your time,
Hi.
guys.
Hello. I thank you so much for inviting us. It is always fun to sit down and have a discussion on the kind of work done on either fronts. So thank you so much for the platform.
It helps us to reach more people and spread or share our ideas and help towards the development of a bigger community and network.
Yeah, like we all are connected in this, so it makes a lot of sense to like involve everyone in any way possible. Momo and Amrit, please tell a little about Green Ammo and how did you guys come up with it?
See, Green Ammo was always there, but not structured as Green Ammo. We've always been very active on the nature's front in an individual way. I am basically a scholar of sociology, and Namit is a scholar of zoology. So we always liked to incorporate each other's discipline. So I was, and I still am, into ethnographic research. So traveling was always a big part of my life. And whenever we went for travels, we made it a point that we talk to people a lot about nature, a little about environment, do cleanups, do small things here and there. And I think it was in Himachal, right?
Yes, it
Yeah,
was Himachal.
it was Himachal that we sat down and we saw people going up and down the trek, and it was a little messy, to be honest. And that's when I decided that something needs to be done. We need to connect more with like-minded people, and we need to give them the ideas that we have in our heads, and we need to learn a lot from them as well. So that is when the whole movement of Green Ammo started. And yeah, we were fortunate enough to have people who have similar thoughts, similar thought patterns. So our projects are running simultaneously in various places where our members are established. And as far as Amit and I are concerned, we change our location every 4 months. We travel from one place to the other. And we try to,
now for the
except
lockdown
now,
situation.
because of the lockdown, we are stuck. Otherwise, we travel every 3 to 4 months in one place. And within that time frame, we develop sustainable systems. We teach the community the value of waste. We also teach the community the hazardous reaction to throwing or burning. Most of the places where we stay, there is no proper municipality system anyway. So they end up dumping or burning their waste. So yeah, we just teach them what benefits they can reap out of it. And once you show people, a profit motive that can be an establishment for the community, or that can be in the form of small little tiny amount of money for selling the merchandises that they can make out of waste, they get interested. And yeah, every 4 months we get a new home, we get a new family.
So where are you guys right now?
Right now, we are in Shillong, in Meghalaya.
Uh,
We completed just earlier this year. We completed the project in East Jaintia Hills.
yeah.
We actually helped the village of Mutong and the adjoining villages to start something completely a new, initiative called the Plastic Festival. Okay, this the last festival that was held. Uh, was used to trap almost or make almost 66,000 bottle bricks. That
Oh,
is probably, yeah, 66,000 bottle bricks, which is equivalent to removing almost more than a ton of plastic from the environment. And there is also a plan of holding or having the same festival next year where the bottle bricks will be used to make a museum, an eco museum made completely of bottle bricks, the first of its kind, probably in the entire eastern region, northeastern region of India, or maybe the entire India itself.
So basically, it was a small competition, and there was prize money, and people were excited that just by stuffing plastic into bottles, we can win something or the other. And villages, way better than the cities, they adopt to changes very fast.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, and then we thought, my folks are from Shillong. I'm originally from this place. So I thought before leaving towards Assam, we wanted to work with Akshar Foundation. Before leaving for Assam, we thought that, okay, let's just spend time with family for about a week or two, because we are never in and around family. And then we got stuck. And then the
same,
virus
same,
happened.
same. This family thing has happened with me as well.
So, once in a while when you work in the adjoining area, might as well give them some time. They're amazing folks. We are what we are a lot
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
them,
yeah,
because I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
think we have any pressure from family at all. Never
yeah,
had any,
yeah, yeah.
both of us. So wanted to spend some time with mom, and it's nature's way of saying you stay back for a while, people. You loiter
Yeah.
way too much.
So, responsible travel, I have been told since the time I have started the podcast, 3 episodes and on. So, I was told by a couple of listeners that I am focusing on zero waste when my podcast is about responsible travel. So, they sound like two different things, but they are connected with each other in some ways, right?
Some
Absolutely.
ways it's in all ways. It's in
And
every way
you can
possible.
visualize these two concepts being Siamese twins joined at the hip.
Yes.
So very similar ideas, and each is basically sustaining, gives sustenance to the other, because zero waste means another part of zero waste is to be environmentally friendly or conscious about what you're consuming and what you're wasting. Optimizing resources being another part of it. And mindful traveling is an inclusive factor, which includes, how you can mitigate the generation of waste, how you can be more mindful towards environment, respectful towards environment, and at the same time, you can be more sustainable and open-minded towards it.
Yeah, as we travel, our waste travels along with us, right? We don't,
Yeah.
it's not like we keep it in the cupboard. It's not like, it's only when I'm in residence I just consume plastic. But once I'm out, no, bro, we don't do it at all. Like that, we still consume plastic then. So as we travel, our mindfulness towards being sustainable in nature needs to travel with us. It is an integral part, especially when we are traveling in areas which are very vulnerable in terms of biodiversity and ecosystem.
Yes,
Does
When we,
yes,
not
yes.
have infrastructure
yeah,
for
it doesn't have
utilities.
proper infrastructure. You talk about trekking. I've been trekking for years now, and we go to places where there is no road accessibility, right? You just have maybe mules and human beings.
Yes.
So if you are not considerate when you travel out there, what you're directly doing is forcing the natives out there to burn or dump, because one of the major earning sources out there are the small tiny homestays or the small tent and camping grounds that they have. So they will not be just storing the waste there for eons, because people will not be staying there anyway. That's where we're hypocrites, right? We love staying in a clean environment, but we don't like cleaning it every now and then. We leave carbon footprints behind. We don't want greener footprints. So they are forced to dump or burn that waste. They have no other option.
Yes.
We all have some or the other kind of job, and we know what it means to uphold the dignity of our job. That is their job. They need to keep it clean. So unless you come up with a mechanism that they can deal with their own waste 100%, at least while traveling, we need to be considerate that let's not get them also indulged in this horrendous activity of adding to the pollutants. For
Yeah.
them, it becomes an ardent necessity. For us, it is just a habit now.
Yeah.
It's like it's not very difficult to carry a water bottle. Instead of buying Bisleri or any other mineral water,
Yeah.
it's good to carry a bottle and a cup along with you.
Yes.
At the same time, it might be feel like it might be necessary for some people to feel like a packet of Maggie or something might be important for them to eat while they're traveling. Even in that case, like if the person has a packet of Maggie, then it is much more feasible for the person to carry it in their bag and then discard it at a place where the waste can be discarded uh, uh, within the locations where infrastructure is present for the removal of waste.
Yes.
Instead of throwing it beside the mountains or the rivers, it can be done in a more meaningful way. And the best approach, in our opinion, is that you can use that to make bottle bricks.
Dude,
Yeah.
one bottle consumes around 500 grams of plastic. So whatever chips, chocolate, biscuit, Maggie, whatever you have, just keep stuffing the paper. It weighs nothing. It weighs
Yeah.
lesser than a quick dry t-shirt that you would be carrying. So
Yeah.
just keep stuffing it out there, and then you come down to the city. We have people everywhere who collect those bottles. There are lots of other people who collect those bottles as well. Even if you don't have anybody, let me give you this scenario. You're sitting in the room, and I have just scattered 600 grams of plastic all around the room. Would you like that room better, or would you like a room where you're sitting and then there is a tiny bottle right at the corner of the room where even that consumes 600 grams of plastic? Imagine the size of landfill that you will be reducing, even if you do not do anything with these bottles, even if you just let them be. Imagine the reduction of the size of the landfill, because landfill is not a solution. It's a bigger problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
It's
just
true.
a bigger problem. We are legitimizing this problem every day. The mountains being created out of it. It spoils the land. It spoils the fertility of the soil. It spoils the groundwater level. Leave aside the air pollution.
Plus human health.
And plus human health. And plus we have this horrendous habit of putting all the kitchen waste that we have inside the plastic, polythene plastic, and then giving it to the municipality. So the process of segregation gets completely destroyed. Now wet waste and dry waste is together. But if you just in every time you travel, you don't even need to buy a mineral water bottle. You'll find them lying around here and there.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
pick
Yeah.
one up.
Even the
take
places
it out
that
of
are not
there.
accessible.
Exactly. Even where humans don't get to stay all the time, plastic gets to stay because it
Yeah.
flies. It just flies with us. And it's funny that we purchase a mineral water bottle worth rupees 200, where it is written Himalayan water, and we go up to the Himalayas for trekking along with that water, where you have water directly coming from Himalayas.
Yeah.
It is just funny. So
And
yes, mindful traveling, very important. For the women, I keep saying, please switch to menstrual cups, because the sanitary pads that you carry, it gets burnt out there. And that's a combination of blood, nowadays perfume, and a plastic wrapper that we are so comfortable on putting for now all night long, 7 hours of plastic on the most sensitive part of our body. We carry those in the hills when you trek, and we have to leave them because we cannot roam about with those, or you can have the Ziploc pouches. Either way, it ends up getting burnt, dumped, or incinerated, or it just lies in the landfill. Switch to menstrual cups. 12 years, same cup. What the cost is INR 6 to 700. By the time you will reach 12 years of your period, you'll almost save 1,20,000. Buy a nano. It's even economic. Leave aside the health benefits and the environment benefits of it. You don't need to have coffee mugs, buy those paper mugs every time, or just even use those paper mugs when you go and either get coffee wherever you're traveling, or even go to the small chai wala tapris, those small tiny shacks where you drink tea. Just take out your steel mug. It doesn't weigh too much.
and responsible travel and zero waste travel is like way cheaper than if you buy plastic bottles and all. And we are all like poor travelers.
Of course it is. And let us take this logically, even in terms of traveling. No one likes to go to a dirty place.
Yeah.
You don't ever pack your bag. People like Amit and I do. We don't generally people don't pack their bags saying, bro, let's go to a super dirty place where it is filled with plastic and it smells. No one does that. So if you want the places to be clean, if you want to keep going there again and again, just do it for your own sake.
Yeah.
Logic, just do it for your own sake. Don't do it for anybody. You like traveling. Travelers love traveling. If they really get hooked onto a place, they want to go there again and again.
Yeah.
So just let's Keep it pretty, just for your own nice holiday's sake.
Sustainability has been a jargon that travel industry has been using a lot since last 2 3 years. Do you think that idea is actually achieved, or is it still just a marketing technique?
I think sustainability is it's a goal uh, which is like it's a process. It is not an endpoint in itself, but a process by which through incremental means we can achieve more or a better balance between environment and humans, social, economic, and basically the three pillars of sustainability: social sustainability, economic sustainability, and environmental sustainability. A balance between these three factors needs to be achieved. And there's also this sustainable goals, the SDGs, which has been proposed by the United Nations. And they show how through various approaches, these three forms of sustainability can be achieved. So I believe it's just a continuous process where organizations, individuals, governments should work towards and achieve sustainability in macro and micro environments.
Travel agencies nowadays have this huge motto called Zero Treks, Eco Treks, and they are trying from their end. But the point that I always pick up is, do you ever have a travel agent, whenever you're traveling, do you have a travel agency telling you this is how you need to breathe? No, we just know it. It's
Yeah.
natural.
Mhm.
Sustainability needs to be a habit. It cannot be an agenda. It cannot be a policy. It needs to be a habit. It needs to be something like, I cannot stop breathing because it is necessary for my life. In the same manner, I do not get to throw anything anywhere is because it is the very land from which I get my resources. The only way travel agencies can help by actually making this mandatory. I can give you an example. When we talk about India Hikes, I was associated with this organization for a while, and they have something called green trails. So wherever they do trekking, they also have a small plot of volunteers who
Mhm.
actually make it a point that these treks are kept clean and green. They generate sustainable systems out there. The trekkers have, it's mandatory for the trekkers. They cannot buy any packaged food. It has to be non-packaged. If by any chance they do, they need to bring those things back. They have to carry
Yeah,
their
yeah.
own tiffin boxes. They have to carry their own water bottles. They have a brief session before that. And we also do cleanups. When they
Yeah,
go up
I
and
have
down the
I have
trail, they
also been
actually
with
have
them.
a bottle.
I have
Yeah,
also
so
gone with
see,
them. Mm.
but the thing is, this is something that IH is doing. Even TTH tries it. They are doing it. But if you have one such trekker who just quietly has a small chocolate and just throws the wrapper off, that's it. Gone. Your agenda is gone.
Yeah.
We need to have responsible travelers to have responsible traveling agencies. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, they are profit making companies who are trying to do something good, but they cannot forego customers saying that I've seen you throw one wrapper, so now I'm not going to let you go to the trek ahead. It doesn't work that way. Let's be practical about it. But
Yeah.
we need to have mindful travelers who are going to one place to the one place to the other. That is why you cannot have only one or two agencies trying to imbibe this. This needs to be travel industry motto,
Yes.
because then people will have no other option with whatever travel agency they choose. They have to incorporate those habits, and probably those habits will stay for their entire lifestyle.
It should not be a foreign idea, but almost like a second nature for people to not throw garbage when they're traveling to the mountains or valleys or the rivers or the oceans. It should be a given idea that when you throw plastic, it stays in the environment, it creates pollution, it creates a huge amount of havoc for the flora and fauna of the place. So I've seen, like, how people are just going through. We have been traveling through Rotang Pass, for example, and a senior person, like, sitting beside the window, just had a chocolate and just tossed the wrapper outside.
Before we could stop the person from doing it, split second, gone, outside.
Yeah.
So it becomes like a behavior, entrenched behavior among people to do this. So
Mhm.
that thing needs to stop.
I think travel agencies also need to collaborate with the local vehicles and make it compulsory that every vehicle should have at least one bottle or a bag,
Garbage bags.
so that
Yeah, yeah.
people can see that there is an option to not put it inside their bags, but maybe put it in a bottle which is just tied in the vehicles. We have done that in Ramam. If you the Sandakpur trek,
Oh.
every vehicle out there has a bottle. Every vehicle has a bottle, and you have to put the wrappers in the bottle. It is just that if if you can incorporate, travel agencies, their motto with the small vehicles, and maybe give them a little remuneration for dropping all the bottles down at one single point, and these bottles can be used for the construction within those particular areas itself. It works. It's a win-win situation for everybody.
You guys mentioned about eco bricks. So, would you like to emphasize upon how it works and what all you are doing with it?
Well, ecobricks is basically the idea of making empty bottles, plastic bottles, and dead plastic, most importantly, like chips packets or any other wrappers, into a resource. Now, the biggest problem with these things is that the dead plastic, like the chips packets or anything, these are multi-layered. It has plastic and a metal coating, like aluminium, with it, which makes the product very sturdy and very useful for storing food materials. But at the same time, makes it a huge problem because it reduces the recycling value of those plastic.
Mhm.
So the idea is to convert that dead plastic into a resource by stuffing those plastic into plastic bottles, which also it either goes to waste to the landfills or for recycling. So we stuff them very tightly and make them into bricks. Basically, these are equivalent to the clay bricks, and these are more environmentally resilient also. It does not react to environment, air, water, or anything. It does not get degraded with that. And these bricks can be used for outdoor constructions like toilets. I mean, non-residential construction specifically,
Yeah.
toilets or seating places or anything like that.
Libraries, museums, compounds, walls,
Anything.
a,
Yes.
a school canteen where they just sell dry fruit but not cook anything. It needs to be away from fire because we don't want to have any hazards related to it. So
Right.
we've done quite a number of things. We've
Or
made
furnitures, indoor furnitures.
yes, I was about to get there. We've worked with Vintage Hub. It's a restaurant in Northeastern Hill University in Meghalaya, Shillong. And the owners of this restaurant are super environment friendly. So they saw our projects and they invited us over. They wanted to make an entire furniture set. So we made the whole furniture set using the bottle bricks that were made in Mutong by the young children out there, and discarded tires. We made an entire furniture set, 3 kinds of sofas, 3 kinds of tables. We also made table lamps. So it's a whole small decor we made using that. In Mutong, the Eco Museum is in place. In Nepal, we have a small construction done with discarded glass bottles. They made an entire kitchen oven using those. They're also soon going to start making toilets, multiple toilets which are in Bejanbari district as well. So yeah, we've been doing construction. When it comes to the villages, it is easier that way because they all look for one or the other cheaper raw material for their infrastructure development. So it works. There is always a problem of sanitation. I've been working with women health for some time now, and open defecation is an issue. So on one hand, you can deal with women empowerment, proper sanitation, and on the other hand, you can just use these bottle bricks to make those very toilets that are needed. So it solves 2 problems at one go. Lots of toilets are being made. Meghalaya, and bottle brick is not just the only thing. There are lots of other solutions. But the good part about bottle brick is anybody can make it. What do you need? An empty bottle you find everywhere. Just a stick, get it from anywhere you want to. Plastic lying around. And you can collect this in 2 manners. You can go for cleanups. And instead of doing a regular cleanup where you collect everything, put it inside a garbage bag, and then send the garbage back to the landfill, and you have a very nice plot or a beach or whatever, you can do that sort of a cleaning. Or you can do another sort of a cleaning where you have a bottle and you have a sack. Everything else goes to the sack, but the plastics go inside the bottle. So simultaneously, you're making bottle bricks. Another way is just keep a bottle inside the house. Tap it in the bud. Collect it from the household residents. Don't let it go outside itself. And those very bottle bricks, send it to the centers who are using it. Even if they're not using it, when you send it to the municipality, you're already sending segregated waste. It works. Win-win situation for everybody.
That's a very nice thing, like very creative, very useful. Because I have also worked with a couple of agencies that for their cleanups and all, but we never this never crossed our mind that we can do this. So maybe I like to collaborate with you guys sometime in future when all this ends.
Perfect, perfect. The more the
We look
merrier.
forward for that.
The more the
Yeah.
merrier. People, not enough. Not enough. I'm telling you, bro, not enough. Sometimes we just clean the only place, the one place we started again and again and again. And after 10 days, we are like,
Nothing has
it
been done
looks
on
the
this.
same, but we already have around 50 to 60 bottle bricks. Where is this coming from? It keeps popping up. So the more the merrier, and this needs to be spread out
Yeah.
like wildfire. But one thing we always make specific is bottle brick does not give anyone the authority to use more plastic than necessary.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
starts
yeah.
with reduction, it
Yeah.
then starts with reuse, and then it starts with recycling. It is just a curative measure for the harm that we've already caused, for the plastic which is already out there in the environment, and for those that we have to consume. Try to reduce as much as you can, but what you cannot, please at least make it a point to recycle. We keep
Right.
saying this, just make it a point.
That I think is a part of that mindfulness.
What would you suggest to our travelers who will restart traveling post this COVID phase when lockdown ends and the states open their doors for tourists and all? So right now everyone is saying nature is healing, nature is healing. So eventually people will start traveling again. So what would you like to suggest?
Few things. One, please make changes in your own lifestyle. Carry your own bottle. Carry your own menstrual cup for the women. Carry your own steel cup. Carry your own cutleries. It doesn't weigh much. Please, please, please do it. Make it a point that when you are up on the hills, please use eco-friendly products when it comes to skin care, because if you're using chemicals that directly goes down to the rivers, and those rivers, yes, microplastic in the form of microplastics, it goes down to the water, and those water contaminate everything surrounding which the lifestyle of the natives out there profoundly stands. So use eco-friendly products. Yeah, toothbrush. Please switch to bamboo toothbrush. I beg you to use bamboo toothbrushes because toothbrushes are a huge menace. Apart from that, nature is healing. Everyone is happy. That let's make it a point that nature does not have to heal again. You heal when you're wounded.
Yeah.
You heal when you're wounded, and we have wounded nature, and we do not have the right to do that. We need the planet a lot more than the planet needs us. Planet has seen far worse than human beings. It will survive, but we won't. And the sad part is maybe we will, but the generation that is about to come, these small little young children who are going to be avid travelers tomorrow, this is not the history that you want to leave for them. And we will be carrying more gloves and masks now. Please do not dispose them anywhere and everywhere. We do not want to spread this disease further. And the one-time use masks are also not degradable. So carry masks that you can reuse again, keeping your health benefits in understanding, of course. And if you are carrying medicine, please do not throw the medicine wrappers here and there. Medical waste is an issue. So these are certain tiny changes that we want you to make. And one thing, the next time you travel and you see an empty bottle, please pick up the bottle and change that into a bottle brick. Wherever you are, our Facebook page is Green Ammo, G capital, A capital. Just leave us a text if you do not know where to dispose it. We will make it to the point that somewhere down the line we give you a collection center that is within your hands distance, and you can drop these bottle bricks. And as you walk, let's clean and walk.
This was a really interesting session with Amrit and Momo. We got to know about a different side of sustainability and recycling. I would love personally collaborate with them someday in future when this issue ends and we are able to step out of our homes. Thank you, Momo and Amrit. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting us on the platform and taking our voice a little further ahead. Anyone who wants to know anything, our page is there. You can always contact us. And we would be absolutely honored, my brother, to be in collaboration whenever we can travel again.
Yeah,
so thank you so much for the opportunity.
You can connect with them on Instagram
at green_ammo. Or you can connect to us on our Facebook page, which is G capital, A capital, no space, Green Ammo.
And make sure that you have subscribed to Daily Passenger on Spotify or Hubhopper or Google Podcast to stay updated with more sessions like this from more such bright minds who have been making change in the ecosystem and the mentality of this society.